Welcome to Making a Murderer, Rubberducky video channel. It's finally here. Oh, I'm so excited. I have been waiting all week to do this with you guys. Oh, it's like Christmas in a way. There is so much here today. So let's get started. This is the Daily MaM Read CASO Report, and we're doing part 74. Page 731. Sheriff's Department, Sergeant Bill Tyson, Investigator John Datering, and me, Deputy Reamer of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department. At 08:29 hours, item number 8480 was processed by Sergeant Tyson and Special Agent Jaimiro. Item number 8651 was processed by Investigator Detering and Detective Rimaker, and item number 8698 was processed by Deputy Hawkins and me. At 08:43 hours, Special Agent Tom Fassbender checked in and assisted Deputy Hawkins and me on item number 8698. At 09:16 hours, Sergeant Tyson checked out for court. At 09:27 hours, Investigator Detering checked out, returning at 09:41 hours. At 09:55 hours, Detective Rimaker checked out and returned at 10:00 hours. At 10:17 hours, Special Agent Jaimiro checked out and returned at 10:24 hours. At 10:25 hours, item number 8686 was processed by Deputy Hawkins and me. At 10:30 hours, Sergeant Tyson checked back in. At 10:41 hours, item number 8659 was processed by Sergeant Tyson and Special Agent Jaimiro. At 10:41 hours, Detective Hawkins checked out and returned at 10:46 hours. At 11:08 hours, Investigator Detering and Detective Rimaker began processing item number 7963. At 10:50 hours, Special Agent Fassbender checked out and checked in at 11:17 hours along with Investigator Detering, Detective Rimaker, and Investigator Weger. At 11:57 hours, item number 7954 began to be processed by Detective Rimaker. At 11:57 hours, item number 7958 was processed by Deputy Hawkins and me. At 12:30 hours, item number 8650 was processed by Deputy Hawkins and me. At 12:38 hours, item number 8656 was processed by Investigator Weger, Sergeant Tyson, and Special Agent Jaimiro. At 12:42 hours, item number 8649 was processed by Detective Rimaker, Special Agent Fassbender, and Investigator Detering. Page 732. At 12:43 hours, Deputy Hawkins checked out along with Investigator Detering. At 13:23 hours, item number 8655 was processed by Investigator Weger. At 13:26 hours, I checked out and returned at 13:30 hours. At 13:36 hours, I checked out again, returning at 13:46 hours. At 13:39 hours, Deputy Hawkins checked in. At 13:48 hours, Investigator Detering and Investigator Wendy Baldwin checked in. The following items were recovered at the scene. Item number 1, property tag number 7409, 2 glass slides originating from item number 8658, collected at 11:39 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 2, property tag number 7410, a bobby pin from item number 8658, collected at 11:40 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 3, property tag number 7411, possible bone fragments from item number 8658, collected at 11:51 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 4, property tag number 7412, possible bone fragments from item number 8484, collected at 11:55 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 5, property tag number 7413, non-human bone fragments from item number 8653, collected at 14:21 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 6, property tag number 7414, bone fragments from item number 8653, collected at 14:22 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 7, property tag number 7415, suspect, non-human bones from item number 8652, collected at 14:04 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 8, property tag number 7416, suspect, human bone fragments from item number 8652 collected at 15:02 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 9, property tag number 7417, red coagulated substance charred from item number 8663 collected at 15:34 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 10, property tag number 7418, suspect non-human bone fragments from item number 8687 collected at 15:56 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 11, property tag number 7419, suspect human bone fragments from item number 8687 collected at 15:56 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 12, property tag number 7420, suspected charred item resembling bone from item number 8654 collected at 16:23 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 13, property tag number 7421, unidentified suspect bone from item number 8661 collected at 17:07 hours on 04/10/06. Page 733. Item number 14, property tag number 7422, suspected non-human bone fragments from item number 8662 collected at 17:20 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 15, property tag number 7423, non-human bone fragments from item number 8657 collected at 17:38 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 16, property tag number 7424, bone fragments from items number 8657, collected at 17:38 hours on 04/10/06. Item number 17, property tag number 7425, fibers from sifting of items number 8480, collected at 04:45 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 18, property tag number 7426, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8698 collected at 10:20 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 19, property tag number 7427, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8480 collected at 10:37 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 20, property tag number 7428, bone fragments from sifting of items number 8681 collected at 11:11 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 21, property tag number 7429, bone fragments from sifting of item number 7963 collected at 11:40 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 22, property tag number 7430, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8686 collected at 11:41 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 23, property tag number 7431, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8659 collected on 12:06 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 24, property tag number 7432, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8656 collected at 13:18 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 25, property tag number 7433, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8655 collected at 13:48 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 26, property tag number 7434, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8650 collected at 13:57 hours on 04/11/06. Item number 27, property tag number 7435, bone fragments from sifting of item number 8655 collected at 14:05 hours on 04/11/06. All items were properly labeled and turned over to evidence custodian. It should be noted several digital images were taken of the processing of these items. Deputy Rick Rimmer, Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Page 734. Type of activity, receipt of confidential report of laboratory findings for the Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Date of activity 04/04/06, reporting officer investigator Mark Weger. On 040406, I, Investigator Rieger of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department, received a confidential report of laboratory findings from the Wisconsin State Crime Lab. Included in this report will be the laboratory findings. There should be a total of 7 pages of the laboratory findings included with this report dated 03/31/06, signed by Laboratory Analysis Sherry Colhane. For more information, please see Laboratory Report. Investigation continues. Investigator Mark Wieger, Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Page 735, Type of Activity, Supplemental Report, Date of Activity 04/12/06, Reporting Officer, Correctional Officer Cheryl Mason. On Wednesday, 04/12/06 at approximately 14:35 hours, I, Correctional Officer Cheryl Mason, was approached by inmate Orville O. Jacobs. Inmate Jacobs just finished with Bible study and was being escorted by myself back to D Block, where he was currently being housed. Inmate Jacobs asked me if any of the other cell blocks were open yet. I asked him if he needed to be moved. Inmate Jacobs stated he may need to be moved soon, but can wait until another bed opened up. I asked Inmate Jacobs if he was having any trouble with Inmate Avery, and Inmate Jacobs stated, no, nothing like that. Inmate Jacobs stated that Avery was getting on his nerves. I advised Inmate Jacobs that we could move him immediately. Inmate Jacobs stated he could handle it for a little bit more, that it was probably just his new meds that he was on. I advised Inmate Jacobs that if he needed to be moved at any time, that he could request to do so. Inmate Jacobs was fine with this. Upon our conversation, Inmate Jacobs made statements to me of what he had heard from Inmate Avery. Inmate Jacobs seemed to be becoming irritated with the statements that Avery was making in D Block. Inmate Jacobs stated that Inmate Avery had mentioned that the blood found by the washer and dryer and the headboard must have come from his dog. Inmate Avery apparently stated that his dog cut his tongue. I then advised Inmate Jacobs that I would be informing an investigator. I asked Inmate Jacobs if he would like to speak to an investigator about this. Inmate Jacobs stated that he did not know what good it would do, since they probably have all of that already. I did not question Inmate Jacobs nor Inmate Avery on the statements made to me. At this time, I informed Investigator Wieger of the statements made to me by Inmate Jacobs. Correctional Officer Cheryl Mason, Calumet County Jail. Page 736, Type of Activity, Telephone Contact with Correctional Officer Cheryl Mason, Date of Activity 04/12/06, Reporting Officer Investigator Mark Wieger. On 04/12/06, I, Investigator Wieger of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department, received a phone call from Correctional Officer Cheryl Mason. Cheryl indicated she was contacted by Orville Jacobs, who is an inmate in the county jail. Cheryl further stated Orville had informed her Steven Avery had told him, Orville, that the blood on the headboard from his bed would be from his dog. Cheryl further stated to me Orville told her the blood located behind the washer and dryer at Steven's property was also from the dog. I asked Cheryl if she had asked Orville any questions, to which Cheryl stated she had not. She had just listened to what he had to say. I informed Cheryl she should not ask Orville any questions, and I would contact him at a later date. Investigation continues. Investigator Mark Wieger, Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Page 737, Type of Activity, Interview of Orville O. Jacobs, Date of Birth 07/20/72. Date of Activity 04/14/06, Reporting Officer Investigator Mark Wieger. On 04/14/06, I, Investigator Wieger of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department, and DCI Special Agent Tom Fassbender did go to the county jail, where we met with Orville Jacobs in an interview room. Prior to speaking with Orville, I did read Orville his Miranda rights, to which Orville indicated he understood and agreed to speak with us. A copy of that Miranda rights form will be included with this report. Orville stated to us over the last few weeks he had been talking with Steven Avery, who is in the same cell block as Orville. According to Orville, they were talking about a bonfire, and Steven had told Orville that his nieces and nephews were supposed to come to his house on the weekend for the fire. Steven also mentioned to Orville about burning 4 tires, and Orville stated to me that he thought that was weird to burn that amount of tires if you're going to have kids around the fire. Steven also told Orville that Brendan was the only one at the fire with him. Steven also stated to Orville that if he would have burned her, Teresa, there would be other bones there. Steven also stated to Orville that he, Steven, knows that you would have to crush the rest of the bones that would not burn. Orville went on to say that when they talked again, Steven told him that Steven's girlfriend had told Steven that the police had found blood on the headboard that was located in his bedroom. Steven also told Orville the police would not find anything on the mattress. Orville stated to Steven at that time that the only way there would not be any blood there was if you had cleansed it with bleach or if you had plastic over the mattress. Orville stated after he had said this to Steven, Steven stopped talking to him. Orville then told us that prior to them having the conversation about the mattress, Steven Avery stated to Orville that he, Steven, knew that really good bleach could get rid of blood. Orville went on to tell us that also during the conversations that they talked about his niece. Orville believed his niece's name to be Candy. Steven stated to Orville that was the one he supposedly had sexually assaulted. However, Steven told Orville that he, Steven, had letters from the niece saying how much she liked him and that it was her stepdad, Earl, page 738, who was assaulting her. Steven told Orville he had spent a lot of time with his niece and talked to her because no one else wanted to be around her. Steven also told Orville his sister Barbara has porn on her computer, and if it was ever found, there would also be trouble. Steven also mentioned to Orville there was supposed to be an aerial view of Teresa Halbach's vehicle in the yard with its doors open when the yard was closed off. I asked Orville if anybody from law enforcement had asked him to get information from Steven Avery, to which Orville stated nobody had asked him to do that. He was coming forward on his own free will. Special Agent Fassbender and I informed Orville that he was not to ask Steven Avery any questions about anything regarding this case. I asked Orville if he would be willing to write a written statement, to which Orville agreed to do. Included in this report will be Orville's written statement. Investigation continues. Investigator Mark Wiegert, Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Page 739. Type of activity, interview of Stacy L. Seisler, date of birth 01/13/65, date of activity 04/20/06 at 14:29 hours, reporting officer, investigator Mark Wiegert. On 04/20/06 at approximately 14:29 hours, I, investigator Mark Wiegert of the Calumet County Sheriff's Department, along with Special Agent Tom Fassbender from the Department of Criminal Investigation, met with Stacy in a conference room at Mishcot High School. The purpose for the meeting with Stacy was she had left me a message through her attorney that she had transported Brendan Dassey to his residence on the morning of 10/31/05. Stacy states she is a teacher's aide with a special ed class for Mishcot High School. Stacy states she does do some pull-out classes. According to Stacy, she believes it was on Monday, 10/31/05, when she had taken Brendan to his residence. Stacy states that she checked the sign-out sheet, and the sign-out sheet states it would have been on Tuesday, 11/01/05. Stacy does not recollect exactly if it was on Monday the 31st or Tuesday the 1st of November when she had done this. She stated she had taken Brendan home because Brendan had forgotten his temporary driver's permit and his glasses. Stacy transported Brendan to his residence at approximately 8:30 a.m., at which time Brendan went into his residence, was there for approximately 1 minute, and then came back out. Stacy states that they had received Barb Yanda's, who would be Brendan's mother's, permission to do this, as they always do. Stacy stated she picked Brendan up in front of the school, transported him to his house, and then brought him back and dropped him off in front of the school. I asked Stacy if she had seen anyone else around at that time, to which Stacy states she saw no other people and only saw what she believed was Stephen's dog tied up outside. She also indicated she did not see any vehicles except for 2 vehicles that were parked, which she believes were for sale at the beginning of the driveway. Again, Dassey indicates she does not know if it was 10/31/05 or 11/01/05. However, she states it would have been the same day that Brendan had signed out to go driving with Ace Driving School. I asked Dassey to describe what Brendan was like. Dassey states he was a very quiet person and pretty much kept to himself. Dassey states that Brendan was in her geometry class. Page 740, which she described as a pull-out class. Dassey states a pull-out class is when they do special teaching on a certain subject, and she is one of the teacher's aides that helps with the special teaching or tutoring. Dassey thought Brendan was getting what she believed to be a C in geometry. Dassey also believed Brendan had a few other classes, which they call study halls, where the teacher aides that work for the special ed classes just assist the students with extra help and make sure they get their tests and work done. Dassey told us Brendan would normally get all of his work done, and they did not have any problems with him. Dassey did tell us that she believes Brendan was in a regular English class. We asked Dassey about other special needs students. Dassey indicated there were other students who needed one-on-one attention in order for them to complete their homework. However, Brendan was not one of those. We ended our interview with Dassey at approximately 14:45 hours. Investigation continues. Mark Weger, investigator, Calumet County Sheriff's Department. Let's start our review on page 732. So this is where we have, well, let's back up actually. Let's go up here. So we're on 730 and 731. And if you look at this list of who is actually going through the debris of the buckets that's supposed to have the bones in them, you've got Jeremy Hawkins, Kevin Hymero, Dave Rimiker, Bill Tyson, John Dietering, and somehow they add in Wendy Baldwin. So where's she come in? Right here. She checks in, and Dietering checks in. So, all right. Out of all those people, where is anyone in that crowd that knows bones? And so how are they labeling this possible bone, non-human bone, suspected non-human bone, suspected human bone? How do they know? There's just no way they have the skill set to be able to determine anything on there. So let's just skip that part and go right to page 734. We have a receipt of a confidential report of the laboratory findings from the Wisconsin State Crime Lab, and it's stated that this report is dated 03/31/06 and it's signed by Sherry Culhane. They say, please see laboratory report, but we don't get it. But there's always a way. So let's go ahead and look. Let's scroll up and see the date on this report. So we've got the right date. It's March 31st, 06, and it's Sherry Culhane. So we have the right report. And in this report, I've kind of just done a real basic little scan of it. It deserves a lot more attention than we're going to give it in the Daily MaM Read, but we've got to keep things moving. So what we've done is I've taken item CX, which there's a reason I took this item. It doesn't match Steven, but it's male and it's suspected blood. So let's go up here and look at item CX. Questioned stain reportedly recovered from quarry south of Avery's, and the tag number on this item is 8008 or 8008. Let's look at something here. Let's go to item CX here, and let's see. So this is item CX copied. Let me get it in view here. As you can see, I just took a screenshot of it. And let me go up here. We're going to move that down to the buccal swab of these individuals: Stephen, Brian Dassey, Ellen Avery, and Teresa Hallbach. Why aren't there more people that are eliminated from CX? I can't tell you, but here's what I'll show you. It does not match Stephen. So if you look at the first, actually, let's grab a little bit better picture of that so that you can actually see the markers. We'll just go like this. We'll go genetic markers. There we go. And then can we erase actually the writing? No. That would be neat, right? Just take away what doesn't matter. All right, now let's do some comparisons so that we're looking apples to apples right about here. Now we're going to be looking at this area right here compared to this area over here, which is the buccal swab of Steven Avery, or buccal swab, either way. Right off the bat, we've got a 1618, but CX is 1617. We have a 9.3 on THO1, and we have also a 9.3 on CX, but we also have a 6. Then on D21S11, we've got, for Steven, we've got a 2830. If you look at D21S11, we've got a 2930. I'm sorry, a 2830 for Steven and 2930. Then it starts going awry. We've got a D18S51. Steven's got 1420. And if you look at the same one, we've got 1217. And then the numbers just completely go off. I mean, there's no resemblance. So it's absolutely not Steven's buccal swab. And it's blood, and it's found down in the quarry on the rock. Whose blood is item CX? And why doesn't Sherry Culhane do an investigation, put it through the codex, give us a report on that, do her job, follow through, quit being lazy, quit allowing yourself to be so tunnel visioned, I don't know if that's even a word, but that other leads are not investigated. Now, let's look at 823. In addition, human DNA, it's right in here. Isolation was also performed on items A11, A23, AJ, AK, LM, TSU, CR, blah, blah, blah. Item 23. Partial DNA profiles were obtained from items A23 and DD1. Due to the limited genetic information, these profiles are insufficient for interpretation. Okay. A23 would be what? Let's look up here. Does she do anything on A23? Nothing. She doesn't even give us anything. So let's look at A23. What is A23 on their list? All right, keep looking, you guys. I'm looking for A23 to tell us what it is, because I know what it is. Here it is. It just tells us that it was indicated the presence of blood in a previous report. We are going to have to dig into this. So this report needs to be looked at, you guys. Let's see here. What is this lab report called? You guys will need to look up, and it's in the library. March 31st, 2006 report. It's Sherry Culhane, and it is a laboratory, confidential report of a laboratory finding. It's also Steven Exhibit 313. Oh, yep, right here. 313, I was trying to remember. So we need to dig into this. This will be a good afternoon where we have more time to seriously devote figuring out what this report actually says. So let's jump to page 735. We're talking to, or actually, no, not yet. We're going to talk to Jacobs. We're talking to Cheryl here. She has contacted Wiegert and told him about Orville Jacobs. Now, Orville Jacobs is very important. I want you to pay very close attention to what we're about to go through. I've been waiting for this day to go over it with you. He's coming out of Bible school and Bible study, and he tells the officer there, the correctional officer, Cheryl Mason, he'd like to change rooms, cells, and it's because he says Steven Avery's irritating him. And so then let's get into Orville's actual interview because Uyghur and Fassbender go the very next day that they hear about this right to the county jail together. Now, this is just the county jail. This isn't prison. And they talk to this gentleman named Orville. Now, Stephen, according to Orville, now everything he says to me kind of works for me. And it lends credibility when we start looking at what Orville's saying, because things that this is in 2006, things that he's saying in 2006, unless he's a psychic, which we know that's not it, he is being told stuff by Stephen that matters, you guys. So pay attention. I'm so excited. Stephen had told Orville that his nieces and nephews were supposed to come to the house on the weekend for the fire. That's correct. Now, the 31st is a Monday. Blaine has already stated that they were supposed to have friends and family over for the weekend for a fire. And Stephen's trying to get the family together. Why is he trying to get the family together for a holiday if he's planning to murder someone? Just ask it. If he's going to burn this pit up before anybody gets there, he's not really preparing and planning for any murder. Also, he's got an open pit. He's not in the middle of just nowhere. There are people everywhere all over this property, like zoom, zoom, zoom. So let's look. Stephen also stated to Orville that if he had burned Teresa, there would be other bones there. I could see him saying that. He's looking at the TV. They're showing that there's just this little piece of bone in his pit. And he's like, if I burnt him there, there'd be bones there. Or I wouldn't have left that big bone, right? That's probably what he's saying. Stephen also stated to Orville that Stephen, knows you'd have to crush the rest of the bones that wouldn't burn. And yet they're not all crushed. We've got big pieces that are laying in Stephen's own pit. So Stephen's trying to say, look, I wouldn't have done it this way. Stephen also told Orville the police would not find anything on the mattress, but he did mention blood found on the headboard. Obviously, it was nothing of importance, and Stephen said his dog had cut his tongue. So, obviously, it wasn't anything to concern herself with. Now, when Orville told Stephen about the mattress after that, Stephen said he knew that really good bleach could get rid of blood. Okay, we all know that. But that doesn't incriminate Stephen, actually. Just he's arguing as he's seeing things, and Stephen's interpreting what's going on out there when he's talking to Jody and stuff and other family members. He's frustrated. He's basically has no one to voice himself to. He's muted in a cell, and he's looking at this case going, if I was the murderer, which I'm not, I would do it so different. So why, he's frustrated. But here's the big bombshell. We've always wondered why in 2004 there was an investigation on Stephen for an alleged rape of Marie Blank Avery, Candy Avery being the mother. So Stephen got fully investigated by the DCI, Wendy Baldwin, and it was dismissed. Yet, we also have how Marie Avery is talking about being assaulted with her hands over her head, but they dismiss it all. And it was over some letters. We never get to see what's in the letters that I know of. I've never seen them. But everything else Orville said has not really thrown me too far off, and he's about to tell us two things that now explain a whole bunch more in 2019. So he says Orville believed his niece's name to be Candy. So we know that's really the mother, and that it's Marie Avery that he's talking about. Stephen stated to Orville that was the one he supposedly had sexually assaulted. Okay, so he supposedly had sexually assaulted her. Stephen's telling him this. However, Stephen told Orville that Stephen, had letters from the niece saying how much he liked him, and that it was her stepdad, Earl, who was assaulting her. Earl has previous charges for molesting this girl in her childhood. He ended up doing time for that. He ended up with probation over that. And guess what? It's not Steven that was molesting this girl. It was Earl. That's why they dismissed the charges, because he was able to produce evidence that put him in the clear and they could not touch him. But let's pause, because this is huge. Earl and Candy Avery are the one pressing charges against Steven in 2004 for molesting and sexually assaulting, allegedly, their daughter, Marie Blank Avery. So your brother just served 18 years wrongfully convicted for attempted murder and sexual assault. Wrongfully innocent of those charges, and you turn around and you charge him with rape of your daughter when you're the one that is doing it? You want rid of your brother that bad? That, my gosh, that is so motive. I've got goosebumps, you guys. This is huge. This is proof right here through Orville that Earl Avery has motive like no other, because he's already taken action and it backfired. How much more angry is he that Steven is trying to get a trailer for Marie Avery? We all know this, on Sander Road. And it gets burnt down. Who burnt that trailer down, Earl? Who was so angry they went and did that? There's more, you guys. Do not forget these pages. All right. So Steven's trying to move Marie Avery out of that circumstance. He's trying to work for these kids. He's gotten out of prison and he's come home to a freaking disaster. These kids are running amok. They're being assaulted. They're having problems in school, and he starts taking action. He's having a holiday bonfire for all the kids and their friends. He's trying to move out Marie Blank Avery to get her on her own property. And guess who's not liking that? You got it, Earl. Let's move on. Sorry I'm so but today this is so important. Steven also told Orville his sister Barbara has porn on her computer, and if it was ever found out, there would also be trouble. This isn't normal porn, guys. Porn was not illegal to have on the computer. This is what Steven's talking about. That he has somehow found out that these kids, or a kid, is looking at these horrible images on Barbara's computer. And this is in 2006, before any of us knew about it, before the police knew about it. And this is probably why Steven and Barbara got in such a horrible fight, and Steven was telling her she's a bad mom. He's telling her, your kids are probably not going to graduate. You suck as a mom. He's looking at Earl. He's saying, you're assaulting your own daughter that you adopted as your own flesh. He's looking at Barbara saying, look at the crap you got on this computer. He's trying to take care of the family. He goes on to say, Steven also mentioned to Orville there was supposed to be an aerial view of Teresa Halbach's vehicle in the yard with the doors open. When the yard was closed off, what'd we just see, you guys? Steven Avery requesting an FOIA document of this exact event in 2019. Where is this picture, you guys? Where's the picture? I'm on board. There has to be a picture. I've got goosebumps. Steven is telling Orville about the computer at Barb's that has the nasty pictures on it. Steven is telling him the reason why the charges got dismissed against him is he's got a letter stating that right out of Marie's own handwriting, a confession that her father, stepdad, adopted father, is sexually assaulting her. This is why she's hanging out with Steven. And Earl has motives. So where are these pictures where this is? And oh my golly, Earl, you're the gentleman that was waiting right there for them to search that property, weren't you? And you're the one that walked Pam out there and kind of put her in this one place and said, hey, start over here. Now let's see what Fassbender, Special Agent Fassbender and Uyghur tell Orville. Do they say, hey, we're going to use this in the trial. Thank you so much for coming forward? No. They inform him that he's not to ask Steven Avery any questions about anything regarding this case. What did they tell the young lady that was reporting this for Orville? Where's her name? Cheryl Mason. What did they tell her? She had asked Orville any questions, blah, blah, blah. I informed Cheryl she should not ask Orville any questions. I would contact him. What is Fassbender jumping over here for with Uyghur? Why isn't it, oh, I don't know, someone else? Why isn't it just Uyghur? Or it's always Tom, Fassbender, and Uyghur. We know we got something hot. We got something hot. They want this shut up. They don't want us listening to this. They don't want us hearing Orville, who goes to Bible school, who's just in jail for something he did, that talks about this open and freely, that, the niece is saying that it's her stepdad, Earl, that's assaulting her. They don't want us to hear that. Because then you realize that Earl has a motive. Then you realize that Steven's not the monster. He's trying to pull this family together. You might realize something about these CDs that Fassbender has in his little jewelry box at home. Evidence at home stored. Okay, guys, that was big. That is just huge. So we're just going to touch on this real quick, and it's actually a pretty good find. This is just a hot week. Page 739, we're with Stacy Sizzler, and she happens to be the special aids teacher at Mishcot High School. And she's talking about something about taking Brendan home so he can grab his driver's license permit, or, his inner permit. And his glasses. So she thinks she did that right around the 31st of the 1st. But what she says is important. The only thing she saw when she was on property is Steven's dog tied up outside. She also indicated she did not see any vehicles except, catch this, 2 vehicles that were parked where she believes were for sale at the beginning of the driveway. And remember, the bus driver saw a female taking pictures of a van parked by the 2 vehicles that were for sale at the beginning of the driveway, by the mailboxes. So that means the van wasn't by Stevens being taken a picture of by Teresa Halbach that day. The bus driver got it wrong. And with that, that train, right? It timed it. Well, we got to be like that train. We got to keep plowing ahead. We got to keep pushing, the midnight oil here, putting coal on the fire, heating it up. You guys, we're doing this. I did want to mention one last thing. Property tag number 7410, a bobby pin for item number 8658, collected at 11:40 hours on 04/10/06. Well, if they're collecting and making notes about a bobby pin, where are the Daisy rivets? The Daisy Fuentes rivets from the jeans? How come they didn't find them when they were doing this? We have the whole thing. Every tiny little fragment. Where are the Daisy rivets? It does say they're putting metal in a package and putting it back in the bucket. But if so, that bobby pin's most likely metal. They still tell you what it is. They still label it and they still put it on the list. But we don't have any Dassey Fuentes gene rivets. Interesting. All right, guys, thank you for that. And I want you to really pay attention about Orville Jacobs. Oh my golly, that makes so. Well, that was part 74. And like I told you, there's a lot there. We've got Orville Jacobs sitting at this. This is the Calumet County Courthouse. Well, there's the jail too. And he is explaining that the reason that the 2004 rape case against Steven, the alleged rape case, well, it was a rape case, against Steven was dismissed because of letters that Steven was able to produce, that Earl Avery was molesting Marie Blank Avery. And we know he had charges, Earl, from when she was very young. And he served time for it, and he was on probation for it. So are you telling me he's been molesting her this entire time? And where are the pictures of the RAV with the doors open on that property? Steven just FOIA'd it in 2019. And here we're looking at 2006. And this is what Orville's telling us. And what about the pictures on this? There's no doubt now. Steven knew about these pictures on this computer. That's why he's mad at Barb. That's why they're fighting. All right, you guys. If you didn't do the crime, for God's sakes, you shouldn't be sitting the time. I know I screwed it up, but I'm just so upset with this case. It's quite obvious. Earl has a complete motive. I'm not saying he killed her. I'm saying he has a motive. He should have been properly investigated. And what should have come out of it isn't the Denny law that was invoked into this case that said you can't point to anybody else. No. Why is it that he was not investigated, not only by prosecution, but by defense? Why were you guys not doing your job? Ineffectual counseling? Please. Ineffectual investigation by the defense and counsel. I have respect for certain people, but not ones when people's lives are at risk and there's something so blatant. And Fassbender and Uyghur are right on top of this. There's reports right being made at the time related to the case. You know, talk to your clients' inmates, the cellmates. I mean, if you want more evidence that we've got problems in this case, if you really honestly want to know the truth about the DNA in the blood, and you're on the fence, please watch Dr. Silkman. It's all about the blood video. It explains so much, and it asks a lot of questions, and it addresses some of the most critical criteria of the case, which is the DNA. Also, we have the 12 Days of Murder, which is Teresa Marie Halbach, Carmen Marie Baltwell, and Christine Marie Rudy. All middle names Marie. Lives were taken very short, and it's a very sad thing. And that's what this is about. It's not just about Steven and Brendan. It's not just about wrongful conviction. It's about bringing back true justice to the individuals that have lost their lives. They remain victims and such until we can let go. And we can't let go till we know that the people that have done this have been actually caught and are serving time. I want to thank you for your support in all that you do.